Pod intro.
Pierre Cardin. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I'm your host, Gavin, and big thank you, shout out to Mr. John Voider for upgrading, and improving our intro drop there. I don't know if anyone noticed, but if you didn't notice, watch the outro and you'll be able to see the changes he's made. They're subtle but fantastic. My friend Nate, how are you, my man?
No complaints. Thanks for letting me take a week off last week. I went over to Batam and played golf for the first time in about 5 years since pre-COVID. And had a blast. Bought myself a set of clubs. Yeah. So nice week off, and I'm back refreshed, and it's still early here.
No, thank you. Thank you for giving us a fucking week off. You fuck.
I expect nothing less, Boyd.
And of course, everybody's favorite piece of shit, Boyd. Welcome back, my friend. Nice handlebar mustache. All you need to do is cut those ears off, and you'll look exactly like Chopper Reed.
Mate, let me tell you something. Oh yeah, and hey Gav as well, mate. Hope your week's been great. Thank you for the intro accolades as per usual. Hey, I'm doing Movember for men's mental health. I'm doing the version where I don't fucking raise any money and don't give anyone anything charitable. I just get to see what my mo looks like once a year, all by itself, pretty much. And it's pretty fucking weak.
This is great. You do look like Freddie Mercury. And he's frozen right on that time. This could not be better timing of anything we've ever done in the podcast. He looks like Freddie Mercury, and he's frozen just like that. This
it looks fantastic. Like something about to go in his mouth too.
I'm just waiting for a bit of Bohemian Rhapsody to belt out. Nate, anyway, how's your week been, mate? It's been a whirlwind again. The Suns are streaking. We're all having some fun, and then of course the news break today that tried to pop everyone's bubble. But outside of that, how's your week been?
Hey, look, I've had to watch most of the games on replay, to be honest with you. But there was some interesting takeaways from every single one of them. The week itself, hey, work. It wasn't too bad. But here we are again. Yeah. Love the weekends.
Love to hear it. If you are watching along, hit like, hit subscribe, do all that sort of fun stuff that helps us out with algorithms and shit that we don't understand. If you don't want to do it, to be honest, we've asked for long enough. We don't really care anymore. If you're listening, great. We just appreciate that you're listening because, to be honest, we only do this and get on just so that we can speak some shit about Suns basketball for a little while. Boyd's probably had happened to him what he had happened last Sunday, which is he lost all power and all internet and basically gave us nothing. No, Freddie Mercury is back. He's joined us again.
I'm going.
Are you on there?
Back on the iPhone studio.
Yeah, that's me.
Hello, Freddie.
Hello, mate. Freddie Mercury. So
yeah, that's everyone in the chat. Jeez, look out. You right? You good?
I think I'm good.
It looks like KD's trying to give your wife a hug in the background there, so that's fantastic.
Mate,
anyway, guys, it was a fun week. Of course, the Suns went undefeated in the 3 games that we played this week. Let's run through them. Unfortunately, for the first game against the Sixers, we didn't do game notes for the Sixers game because we're all a bit caught up. But it was a 118-116 win. Any comments on the game, Nate?
I do have a comment. It's more about the 3 wins. Overall, rather than just picking out one moment that I want to reference for that particular game. The same thing happened at the end of every single game this week, which I thought was interesting. 3 wins, all won in pretty much the last shot. all came by fuck-ups from the star player on the opposition. So when we played, it was an embarrassing fuck-up, like PG with his bonehead move to try and tie the game and then flick it out and makes Tyree Maxey hurl it at the last minute. We win it. Then against Jimmy Butler, where he's too scared to shoot the three and his own passes it out of bounds on the last play and we win the game. And then the one with Luka, where they're just dead set on finding Luka. He runs out the half court and just heaves it and misses. I just thought we won all 3 games this week on clutch plays. Defensive clutch plays.
Boyd, comments on the Sixers game?
On the Sixers game, well, no Embiid. We got Paul George, first game back, knocking off some rust. Look, I had a bit of a tipsy-turvy with a bunch of you guys in a group chat, and I was being called.
Is that where you went? Is that where you went all negative and started being? You were being anti-Boyd. That's the way I saw it.
Well, I wasn't, but look,
you were.
Listen to this. Here's what I am. Legitimately, I'm once bitten, twice shy. And look, I know we've got a really tough schedule to start the season, but it's not as tough as what it as what it really looks like when you look at it on paper and you see the guys that are missing and the guys who are just returning and the sort of prep that these guys haven't got. So we're not really facing them full strength. So I'm just not getting excited on the farm, and I just don't want to fucking give our guys all the lollies until I start seeing on a consistent basis when we're facing a team that's at least as healthy as we are. That's all, Gavin. That's all that was.
Yeah.
But Tyree,
you're being extremely negative. That's all I've got to say to the fans out there. Don't buy into this positive facade that Boyd puts on in the pod. Behind closed doors, he's the most negative human about the Phoenix Suns you've ever seen in your life.
I'm a guy who likes to have some general discourse around the Suns, some good, honest, transparent conversations, and all you cunts just want to get there and fucking the glass is always full and it's overflowing. It's not always the case, man.
That's not a true comment from you.
No, that's not true.
Don't lie to the listeners, mate. Don't lie to the listeners. They'll work it out. You're a negative Nelly. You are a negative Nelly.
It was too close for my liking, that win. I think we went through stretches.
What do you mean 3 points? 3 points is one of our biggest wins of the year, isn't it?
It fucking is. It is.
That's a massive win.
Still too close, Gavin. Now there's still at this point we've still got pockets throughout there's sequences throughout each game where the ball movement goes away and it does look a little bit congested there. But in this game in particular, I think Tyrese Maxey just fucking went absolutely nuclear on us, and he's been shooting the ball fairly poorly this season from deep, and it just felt like doesn't matter where this cunt fucking let it launch from, they were going through. They were just fucking give me fucking a 0.1 of a second fucking release on that from 30 out, and it swish. So yeah, look, it was just
You're right. I noticed the same thing in that game with Tyrese Maxey. He was just shooting Hail Marys, and they were just going straight away.
They were just going down. I was like, oh, that miss. What? No, he fucking hit it. PG-13 wasn't his usual self. Usually he gets hot in a few periods. He's doing what we're doing, acclimating to his new surroundings with his first game back. So it was nice. Period. One thing I will say, and it's been pretty consistent this season, is that we're turning it on when it counts, and we're closing games out a lot better. So, but yeah, a win's a win, I guess. Yeah,
and it's I think that was I think a lot of people walked away from that Sixers game and went, a win's a win. We're pretty comfortable with it in the end. Like, we got down. What did we get down? We got down about 8 with 4 minutes to go. We weren't playing that well, and then obviously KD took over in the clutch. Had some huge plays. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the Sixers game, was it the Sixers game or the Miami game where Book was coming off being named Player of the Week? Because he got named Player of the Week and then everything turned to shit.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was the Sixers game.
Yeah, I think it might have been. I think you're right. He's had 3 pretty underwhelming games in a row, I guess, is probably the best way to put it with Book. Although we will talk about the Dallas game, and there was one thing that really stood out from Book in the Dallas game. So against Miami, we had a 115 to 112 win. Did we speak about Miami yet? No, we haven't. Anyone want any other comments around the Miami game? I know, Nate, you touched on the amazing last play that they run, where Jimmy Butler twisted around in the air and didn't bother shooting a wide open 3, and then tried to pass it to somebody in the crowd. And
what I know, he's trying to give that to Spo. So I think I'm pretty sure Spo wasn't too far from there. He's like, well, fuck you.
You should have gone.
Hey, you know what? Bam, that Miami game. We've got that fuckhead in our chat. What's his name? That little midget cunt in our chat, Gav, who's a big Miami fan, Caleb, and he goes on and on. Oh, fucking shut down the league. Fucking Bam shooting threes, and he's fucking hitting them. Rah, rah. That cunt didn't attempt one, and I'm sitting there waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. So he wasn't himself in that game, and I don't know if it's because we sort of put him off. I mean,
Nurkic outplayed him.
He did.
Let's not say the Bam. And this is the whole thing. We had this conversation in our fantasy league chat. The Bam matchup is a good one for Nurk because he doesn't have that power that AD does, which he ties in with the athleticism. Bam just has the athleticism. But as soon as Nurk gets a bump in where he can put Bam off his balance, Bam can't shoot.
But Bam
Bam doesn't have the power to go head to head with Nurk.
We must have got in Bam's head mentally because he was wide open, and it reminded me of having fucking JaVale McGee back when we had him out on the perimeter just with a fucking dribble handoff because there's no way that cunt's going up. And Bam looked the same. He looked like he wasn't even thinking about shooting that long ball. And then we Jimmy Buckets, who fucking take a shot anywhere, anytime, regardless, he's fucking second guessing himself. So it says something about our defensive pressure and us.
Our defense was good. I will say I think Jimmy Butler's checked out of Miami.
Yeah, it could be that good.
And it's early doors, but I really do think that Spo's putting a focus on Tyler Hero and Bam to try and get the Miami moving forward from here. And Jimmy's sort of gone, well, I'm checking out.
Wait, Hero came off the bench that game, didn't he?
No, he started.
Okay.
I'm sure he started. Duncan Robertson came off the bench. He shot the ball pretty well. Look, to be honest, Miami did shoot the 3-ball pretty well. It kept them in the game. They were pretty solid for the entire contest, really.
Just before we move on, I wish he was still here, actually, after that comment from Boyd. I think I'm just really impressed that Boyd called somebody else a midget cunt for a change and not me. I haven't heard him say that about anyone else for a good year or two.
Yeah, well, Caleb's certainly shorter than you. So shout out to Caleb. We love him. We got to get him on. We should have got him on this week after we did beat Miami, but because it would have been interesting to hear what he had to say. And of course, yesterday's game. Now, I know that people are worried and blah, blah, blah because of all the close games. And Boyd brought it up before in his negative Nelly rant.
Still 7 wins.
Beating Dallas anytime, anywhere, especially in Dallas, is fucking amazing. I couldn't give a fuck whether it's 1 or 40 points. Actually, 1 point is a hell of a lot more painful to Dallas. So I'm okay with a 1 point win against Dallas because did anyone see Luka and the tears after the game? It was magnificent. If we were winning that by 15, Luka wouldn't have had those tears. So that was amazing to me. 114 to 113 win, Nate. Game notes were supplied by Boyd, so let's make sure we utilise those.
Before we jump into those, though, what you didn't point out about beating Dallas is we've now beat them twice inside of 9 games to start the season.
That is correct, and
they're the Western Conference champs.
And I think KD said that after the game, didn't he? It's the champs of the West, and we beat them. It was It was a really, really solid performance. Nate, what were your comments on that before? While I just tracked down Boyd's notes.
Well, they were my comments. It was just
Oh,
that
that
it
was
was,
it?
you know, we've beat the best of the West, apparently, twice in the first 9 games, and now we're sitting 8-1 at the top of the ladder, tied with OKC. So I think we've really put a stamp on where we think our season's going.
Yeah, when I say stuff like that, it means pad for me. Don't make me look bad.
Are we talking this Dallas game?
Game notes. Game notes as supplied by Boyd. Beal and Book struggled offensively, but find ways to affect the game. Nurk proving the naysayers wrong. Execution and shot selection on point. Suns have an identity. # Clutch Kings. And his player of the game was Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah.
Boyd, expand.
Hey, look, I don't honestly. We have a big 3 for a reason. It's for insurance when one guy isn't going off that we don't fucking lose games, right? So you've got 3 there. So I don't care who the fuck it is that goes off, whether it's been KD a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
But so long as the other intangibles that our big 3 have to bring to the table, that they're fucking putting it out there. Now we saw it with Book, where he was distributing the ball beautifully. Doesn't matter if his shot's not going down because KD's lifting that load while he's out there distributing and bringing in some gravity. And now we've got Bradley Beal. Now I haven't looked at the stats on this one for Bradley, but the amount of he's getting some chase down blocks. He's getting deflections. He's moving so much off of the ball. And he's just he seems to be everywhere. And he's not shying away from taking them the really hard matchups either. And look, I think he's doing a great job. He's affecting the game. Look, it says a lot for the guy. And I've said this before, coming from a place where he's a number 1A option, and now he's 3. And on some nights, he's sometimes the 4th option. With some of the other guys that we've had going off.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's by choice. It's just his game has not stood up against what else is happening, like what Royce and Ryan Dunn do. So,
but he hasn't just shut down, is what I'm saying. He's still bought into this team and his role, which I think is beautiful. Like you can whinge all you want about, oh, he's not fucking looking at him. He's averaging 15 points or whatever it is that he's averaging. Minuscule amount as in comparison to what he usually has done, but he's bought into a role, which I think is the powerful thing. Yeah, we can't have Bradley Beal doing his usual Washington stats. We can't have Devin Booker doing his stats before KD and Beal were there, and we can't have KD doing his monster numbers when he was with Brooklyn, mostly by himself. So look, it's just it is what it is. This isn't going to be all 3 of them looking like fucking MVP every single game. It's gonna come in ebbs and flows or fucking coming waves.
I got to tell you, KD's looked every bit the MVP of every game this week. I don't think there's any game we won without his performance.
He has, but you know what? That's come as a byproduct of all the off-ball work being put in. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I think that's debatable, right? Because I think there's somebody else that's been right up there with an impact that could be talked about as an MVP. We know what KD's going to do, but I think there's another player who impacted all 3 games at a level that puts him in that discussion, including the last 5 points of the game against Dallas. You want to talk about clutch baskets? That man scored the last 5 points.
Hey, can I
and cleaned up KD's fucking mess after missed shots.
We're talking about the player of the game, right?
We have a player of the week, mate. That's how we run. That's how we roll here.
But
player of the game was Nurk. You gave him player of the game for that one.
I did. And you want to know? And here's why. This guy has just copped so much fucking ridicule from the entire fucking universe of social media, and he's bounced back, fucking, And John keeps on fucking throwing me off my usual with his childish comments. I don't get these fucks who jump into fucking other people's chats and just to troll them. It's really pathetic.
You wouldn't know anything about that.
I just love that you're getting back some of your own medicine. It's great. And it does look like KD is angry fucking you right now from behind.
And there's one for radio.
Anyway, great. Like I said, great win anytime against the Mavs. But I do want to bring up, because while we do have a segment later on that I could bring this up, I'm not actually awarding it my one to him. So I want to do it now. I'm going to give another shout out here to Suns Jam. That's two, and it's too many. But anyway, Voida pointed out, and he posted up a short the other day, about the Luka Doncic whinging, flopping bullshit that we have to. No wonder people, like, I get it. Globally, he's a popular superstar. The guy can play the game of basketball. The problem is he's going to face the same shit that LeBron does. The whinging and the flopping. The people who really watch and appreciate the game are going to hate your fucking guts because you're destroying the way the game should be played. Grow some fucking balls and play the game properly. Stop whining about everything that happens in a game of basketball. Stop falling over when you don't get hit. Man up and play the game properly. That's all. I just wanted to have that rant. Sorry.
It's a good rant. He's put himself up there with LeBron as one of the biggest whingers in the game. Big fucking crybaby.
It's like Boyd trying to get a beer at a pub. Just fucking whinging that no one will buy it for him.
Yeah, tight ass. Pull your wallet out.
All right, this week we've got 4 games.
Hang on a minute. Did we finish in the Dallas game?
Yeah.
The Dallas game was so good.
What have you got
going to
for
talk about the appearance of Josh Okogie?
Yeah.
First minutes this season. He started the second half, and the very first play he does, runs around Luka and jams on Gafford. Fucking what a way to welcome yourself into the season. Especially when he just flew by Luka. I just thought that couldn't happen to a nicer cunt. And yeah, welcome back.
I thank you for bringing it up, because it was definitely one of the highlights of the week. Obviously, who's your player of the week, Nate?
I'm going to give it to KD. Book can have a hall pass because of his flu night, but it was also some point this week that Book passed Jason Kidd on our all-time assist leader too, right? I know they showed that stat during the game, but I think it happened well before that game based on the difference between him and Kidd's numbers. But he's now 5th in Suns all-time assists. So while he had an off game because he had he said it might have been food poisoning or whatever, he wasn't feeling good. To go 13 points, 12 assists in a game when you're not feeling good, okay. But now for the week, I still give it to KD. Just every time you watch a game, he's there in the clutch and he hits just how the fuck half of his shots go in. I just have no idea. I'm still amazed this long into his career.
Boyd, player of the week.
It's KD, but there's a couple of guys who, again, someone said in the chat there, Royce had a fucking hell of a week. I think Nurk, given all the shit he's been through and his late start, I think he's any other given week he could be that guy, I suppose. Now, just with KD, Nate, he's getting his shots a lot easier. He's getting, and I sort of alluded to it before. There's a lot more teamwork this season as opposed to last. Like we've still got some ISO plays, and he's getting a lot of these on sort of kind of breaking players down himself. But what's happening prior to that is there's a lot of diversion going on. So there's a lot of guys just sort of putting that defense in two minds and making it easier on KD. So it's looking really good. He's going fucking great guns, man. Look, he obviously can't keep it up because he's injured. He's fucking done his hamstring. Because they're playing in fucking 38
We'll get to that. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
I'll
get to that. I mean, you've gone through your fucking game notes and everything. You two have just given a fucking 20-minute each spiel on who your player of the week is. Come on, wake up to yourselves. For me, it's Nurk. He's finally settled into his role. It's great to see. KD was great, but Nurkic for me. I'm going to surprise you guys here with a new award that we're going to give out every week. Nate, who needs to pull their finger out?
Boyd, always.
On the Suns.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, off the cuff, I would. Well, I mean, if you asked me this last week, I would have said, Book, because he was, not being as
He was
consistent.
player of the week last week.
Well, the week before when we actually did the show, and then he's had a really good week, and I might say I'm going to say Bradley Beal, because with KD down, he has to step up. He, as much as he plays off ball, plays the defense, and he's running some great intersections and steals at the moment, he needs to finish better with the absence of KD. He needs to step up and be that second star. So that would be my vote for pull your finger out, Kant.
Boyd, who needs to pull their finger out?
Oh, well, who needs to fucking pull their finger out? I'm going to go with Ryan Dunn.
I mean, he's fucking wrapped up on the bench at the moment, so he's not really able to pull his finger out. It's kind of badish in there.
Okay, why does he have to pull his finger out, Boyd? Talk to us.
The unpopular decision of Ryan Dunn, it's with a heavy heart that I say he missed a couple of fucking 3-pointers, man. He missed a couple. He dropped his percentage down a little bit, and he's a young cunt with a fucking ankle injury. He should be bouncing back the very next fucking day like nothing happened. But he's just not as tough as what I thought he was, I guess. So yeah.
So he's what you're saying is that he was supposed to be the next Mikal Bridges, but he's missed games through injury, and Mikal would never do that. So pull your finger.
Never. How are you gonna hold yourself up to that standard, which you've been, everyone seems to be doing, like including me, and then come out and fucking roll your ankle? Oh, fuck off, man.
Are we in a multiverse episode or something? What is going on with Boyd today?
No, Boyd, what does pull your finger out? It means pull your finger out of your ass and do a better job. That's what it means. My vote is also this one a little bit. I'm going to go with Grayson. He's getting better, but he now has a significant, kind of along the lines of what Nate said. Now with KD out, Grayson coming off the bench really, really needs to step up over this next couple of weeks. He didn't hit a 3 again against Dallas. Royce carried that load. We just need Grayson to be able to hit and impact the scoreboard. So we don't need him hitting 8 or 9 threes every game, but he's got to hit at least 3 or 4, particularly now that the floor is spread and those opportunities are there to be taken. Royce was hitting them. Ryan Dunn's been hitting them, except Boyd seems to think he missed a couple, so he's dead to him now. Grayson, you're the man. You've got to start to hit him, my friend. So pull your finger out. Do you smell the finger? It depends on an individual choice. If he pulls his finger out and wants to smell it to see how shit he's been going, that's up to him.
Oi. If you don't smell your finger, you're not doing it right. You fucking always. And if you say you don't smell it, you're a fucking liar, because I know you smell it. You smell that fucking dirty fucking digit. You fucking do it. I know.
What you're supposed to do is pull your finger out, perform better, and rub it in someone else's face.
That's exactly right. Rub it back in the face of us who are hanging shit on you for not pulling your finger out. We got 4 games this week, gents. Unfortunately, I'm on a conference all week and am going to miss basically the entire week. But I will see the Sacramento game, and I'll probably see most of the OKC game, I hope. But we'll see.
Which was
Monday,
the stupid early one?
Sorry?
Which was the stupid early game this week?
No, that's next week.
Okay.
This week's game, Monday, 12 p.m. against Sacramento. Then Wednesday, 1 p.m. versus Utah, which is our first NBA Cup game. Thursday 2 p.m. at Sacramento, and then Saturday 12 p.m. at OKC, our second NBA Cup game. Nate, what are we going to go this week with 4 games?
Fuck, it's tough to say, isn't it? We're first time this season we're going to be down KD, so our lineup's going to change, our rotation's going to change. I think the 2 NBA Cups you have to put down as absolute wins. The team has to have the mentality that these are do not drop games, especially against Utah. Nobody should fucking lose against Utah at the moment. OKC is probably the toughest game we could get next to maybe the Cavs, and that's going to be a very important one. So I think there's a big question mark on that. I think we might go 2-2 this week.
So you think?
No, I can't. No, I won't. No, I got 3-1. We're not losing twice to the Kings. 3-1.
So we beat OKC?
Yeah, we have to. I have to have that mentality.
No,
that
we
the
split,
NBA Cup games have
split
to be
the
a win.
Kings, split the Kings, and win all the other 3. Boyd
So we've got the Kings twice. We've got OKC
and Utah.
and Utah. Well, I'll give you 4 W's.
Utah and the OKC game are NBA Cup games.
Give you 4 W's. We seem to have the Kings number. In case you don't remember that magical fourth quarter last season, we just
last
seem to
season.
be, last season. That's all right. But and they've been a little bit inconsistent, and I'd like to think that we've been somewhat consistent with our fucking miracle fucking start with one of the toughest schedules under strength, toughest schedules I will say. But hey, OKC is going to be the big one for me. I think that's going to be a fucking dogfight, man. They're defensively, they're killing it. But what I'm thinking that we see is with no KD now, I think one thing I will say with our big 3 is that the 2-man game between Booker and Beal, they seem in sync. They seem to be, hitting each other in the pocket, and they seem to be working really well. You don't see many miscommunications there. Now, when we get an entire diet of that throughout a game, I think it's gonna come up W's for us still.
Actually, I want to make a reference to what you just said then, because you just made a point about Beal and Book being in sync. And I think it was a week and a half ago, this motherfucker up at the top left corner did a show with Suns Jam, and him and John spent about 10 minutes talking about we got the same player. We already had a Book, and we went and got a second Book. And now we got 2 of the same player on the team. So I just want to say from a week and a half ago to hearing now, again, it's just Boyd. It's not like Voida's commentary. But hearing that they're in sync and that could carry us with a KD injury, I like to hear that. There's that positivity from Boyd again.
It's just a different way it's just a different way we have to approach these games. We're going to be a bit smaller. We're going to miss the rebounding, that's for sure. KD's been doing a fucking bang up, like a hell of a job on helping Nurk out. But I think as long as we rebound by committee and we don't get fucking slaughtered too much, and I think the offense will look after itself with Booker and Beal. I think it's fine. This is why we have a big 3, boys.
This is probably true. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to adjust, probably over this entire week of 4 games for us to adjust to no KD in the lineup. I am going to. I'm going to upset. I'm going to upset everybody, and I'm going to go 2-2 this week. We'll split Sacramento, and we'll drop OKC.
Oh, you're picking the OKC game. All right.
Yeah.
I can understand why, but I've just got my heels in the sand on that one. I'm just I just can't look at that game and go lose. No, I can't.
I thought Nate was in love with OKC, Boyd.
Mate, he was, but I burnt him on it. Remember, I fucking got really shitty at him and fucking.
Yeah, you did the dirty Sanchez to me. There you go.
I think that
they finished best in the Western Conference standings. Oh my god.
I think that he's flipped on them because Josh Giddey's no longer there. There you go.
It doesn't help.
That's why.
Just remember, you guys said 2-2, and I said
no. I said 3-1.
3-1, 2-2, 4-0.
There's a fucking surprise.
Well, we'll see next week, huh? We'll see
one
next week.
segment Boyd puts zero thought into. Well, let's be honest, it's most of them. But yeah, this is one segment every week. We know what Boyd.
All right, let's touch on it. We're the first ones that are able to, I guess, from a Suns podcasting world. It's clearly it's time. I mean, I've checked out Suns Twitter a little bit this morning, so clearly it's time, right? Everybody needs to start panicking now that KD's injured. Is that right, boy?
Yeah, definitely. We're fucking done. We're done. Yeah, there's no one there. Look, here's why we're fucked. There's no one there to take the big shots going down the stretch in the fourth quarter in a close game. Who else is there?
Well, Book will take them.
You're not going to talk about the bloke who was number 2 in clutch points in the league like just a couple of years ago?
Oh, well, there you go. So we're fine. We're going to be fine. We got Devin Booker. We got Bradley Beal. We got all these role players. And here's the thing. It's hard to put a finger on who's going to be our sixth man of the year. Is it going to be Royce? Is it going to be Grayson? Is it going to be fucking is Ryan Dunn going to have a miraculous rookie of the year season? Who's it going to be? This is their time now. These guys are going to slowly, depending on the matchups, these guys are going to be acclimated into the starting lineup, and they're going to get their chance to shine. And I don't think they haven't shown any signs of not coming through for us 100%. So I think we're fine, man. Like I said, now we've got a big 2 instead of a big 3. Whoop-de-doo.
Nate?
I think let's look at the other side of the question. How did this fucking happen? Because we all watched the Dallas game. We didn't see any sign. It was a calf strain. And they're saying he's going to miss 2 weeks because of the calf, or up to 2 weeks because of the calf strain. Nobody saw it happen in the game. He finished the game with 37 minutes. On the season, he's been averaging 38.8 minutes per game. That's a pretty high fucking workload. So on the flip side of that is, okay, he comes back, but how do they manage him after that? Like, do we expect him to keep going back and playing 37, 38 minutes a game? Or does his 36-year-old body, I think he's only 36, they have to put a minutes restriction on him?
I think it's almost a blessing in disguise, in the sense that we've got 2 guys that really need to hone in some of their offensive shooting woes. That they need to hone in and get that fucking monkey off the back. So I think it's going to be a blessing in disguise. He'll come back in 2 weeks, and he's going to be stepping into a couple of our big 3 who are going to be in full swing of things and have a lot of confidence. So look, I think that there's some silver linings to this.
I think it just gives the team a chance to catch rhythm without KD there.
Yeah, rhythm.
Book some rhythm, like you said. Beal some rhythm. Grayson some rhythm. We all know that Royce has already got the rhythm. If we're talking about the clutch down the back end of these contests, well, we got Book. Nurk's already proven, and Kip said it here. Nurk's proven clutch now. He just single-handedly beat the Dallas Mavericks in the last 1 minute of the game the other night with a steal on Kyrie and the last 5 points of the Suns. And yeah, Nurk's we've proven clutch there, and he probably overtook Kevin Durant as the greatest clutch player in the NBA at the moment, just in that Mavericks game.
Fuck you guys, we just spent 30 minutes praising Nurk, and you're just going to go shit on him straight away.
I'm not shitting on him. I'm saying he's the greatest clutch player in the NBA right now.
Yeah, we're supposed to believe that's not sarcasm. Come on.
By the last 5 points, the clutch steal on Kyrie, it doesn't get any better than what Nurk did at the end of that game.
I hope you mean it.
You know who else has come up clutch? Royce O'Neal. He has hit a couple of big threes in these games in closeout moments when he's on fire. And I know I was on a pod with John on Suns Jam, and just after, Book ran a pick and roll, kicked the ball out wide. Royce hit a big 3. Again, Book did it, took an offensive rebound, hit Royce, and he hit a big 3 against the Mavs. Yeah, I'm not fussed. If we get down to the clutch, I'm not scared that we don't have Kevin Durant. I'm interested to see how we run.
Boyd's question before you move off Royce. Boyd's was like, who do we go for? Who is our sixth man of the year? And I think Royce O'Neal is absolutely league contender for it based on what he's done, like you were saying.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question later on as well. But yeah, we can go with that right now. I'm with you.
Last comment because Boyd just brought it up, and you were singing the praises of Royce and what he's done, and I fully agree with you. This guy he made me jump out and throw him in 2 of my fantasy teams, and he's just for Cats League.
Right now, if we had to put somebody up in the vote for the sixth man of the year, it'd be Royce O'Neal. He's ahead of Grayson Allen in that category by a long way.
I think a lot of this, like Royce, he's knocking these big time threes down, right? And I think there's a lot to be said. And it's not always happening on straight up coming down the court, a pull up three or a 1-2 pass, find Royce open. He has to shoot it. It's sometimes the second or the third touch in any one play when we've really got that ball zinging around the perimeter, and everyone's bought into moving. Sometimes it's on, like he can give up. People are feel less pressured to take an under pressure shot if they can let it go, and there's a good chance that they may get it back and be more open again later on. It just says a lot to the teamwork going on. And whilst that's happening, I think that these guys keep on outplaying their shooting percentages from previously.
All right, who starts for KD, Boyd?
I'm going with Ryan Dunn. Because I've seen he seems to be the.
He's out. He's out again for the first Sacramento game, by the way.
Oh, that's right. He is. Well, I think. It'll end up being Ryan Dunn. I think it's his length and defense is probably a little bit better than Royce's. I think a lot better. I think lengthwise and defensively wise. But yeah, look, I think it's going to be Ryan Dunn. We've seen it and it's worked before. In the few games that he's missing, it'll be Royce, I believe. I think just opinion. But here's the thing: it's a hard one because I do not see a bad option out of these three guys.
So I did run a poll. I did run a poll, and I'll put that up in a minute. But Nate, who's your choice? So Boyd's is done, which is fine.
I'll give a little credit to Boyd for the Dunn selection, but I would pick Royce O'Neal, and I will get into why a little later with my substat on Dunn. But I could see it, but for me, it will definitely be Royce.
For me, at the moment, it's also probably Royce. I wouldn't be. I was trying to make a case in my head before for Grayson Allen, but I think if we do that, we're way too small. So I can't see how Grayson Allen slides in and starts. So we did run a poll. 73% say Royce, 23% say Ryan Dunn, and 3% say Grayson Allen. 0 for other. So nobody else thinks bold, which is fucking great. So yeah, I think the popular opinion is it's between Ryan Dunn and Royce, just size wise and a little bit of strength wise. I liked Ryan starting when one of the three guards missed, but with KD missing, I think we have to go with Royce. From my standpoint. You did mention stat of the week, Nate. So why don't you kick us off with your stat of the week?
No, I'm a substat because we've agreed that anything I say is going to be.
We're going to let Boyd go first because Nate's a substat. Boyd, give us your stat of the week.
So look, what I've been looking at, and it derives from one of my game notes in our improvement in shots. What was the note, Gav? Was it shot selection and execution?
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Now I just had a look at how that has improved on last year, and it's something that's been gradually improving throughout this first 8 or 9 games. So we're actually, and it's got to do with our shot, the ball movement for starters, the amount that we're assisting on particular shots, and also the amount of shots. Now, Voider's been really big on the whole 40-40 vision thing. So 40% of your shots being 3-pointers, and shooting it at a 40% clip or something like that. But just having, look, we've had a 10% swing on last season on our 2-point shot attempts and our 3-point shot attempts. So our 2-point shot attempts have gone down 10%, and our 3-pointers have gone up 10%. So we've flipped that around to where it needs to be. So we've gone from there we go. So yeah, we've gone. So last year, 37% of our shots were 3-pointers. As this season, we're tracking at 47%. So we've got a 10% swing there. Now, I looked into the actual where our points are coming from, and the NBA.com, it breaks it down into paint shots, middies, 3-pointers, and free throws. So as you can see there, the percentages have swung down for both the paint and the middies, and swung up dramatically for our 3-point attempts, our actual made shots, that is. Fuck this cunt, eh? I'm getting fucking smoked in the chat just quietly. But hey, oh fuck. But one thing that I really like is 90% of the 3-point shots that we're making are actually assisted on, which is it's fucking like it's 89.7% or something, but it's pretty fucking it's pretty glaring when you look at that, and that's up dramatically on last season. So that speaks to the amount that we're moving the ball, as well as because we're getting these guys open, obviously. So it's just it's looking really nice. What do you guys think that we should be going the other way and shooting less of them 3-point shots, or do you think we keep tracking the way we are, or should we ramp it up even more from deep?
Well,
We're 8-1. Keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
leave it right there.
Firstly, I'm surprised that you got that many numbers on a piece of paper and were able to read through them. That's pretty good work from you.
I think I fucking stumbled a fair bit through that because I chopped and changed from where I was fucking looking at.
I was having a chat with a mate of mine back in Oz. He's unfortunately a Spurs fan, but he was asking me the start of the season, honestly, how I feel about the Suns and the way they're going to go. And I was just talking about the system change and the new coach, and the style of play is going to be completely different to last year. It's shown in your numbers there, and so far it's proven to be very fucking effective. And I like the fact that it's pulling the guys out of the mid-range, because they were getting last season, I think, a little too fucking predictable at the mid-range and a little less accurate outside the 3. And now with the ball movement that's in place from coach, I think keep firing them, boys.
I'm fine with how the offense is running right now. And the great thing is that it's not like we're throwing up massive contested threes. The ball movement is ensuring that we're getting really, really solid looks. So I'm really pleased with the way the offense is set up and running at the moment. I think it's well balanced. We're certainly taking more threes than last year and less of those mid-range sort of 2-point shots, but
which I think it's a massive feat, given we were touted the midi mafia, weren't we? It's
working, right?
Yeah. So this is fucking this is great. I keep fucking thinking things in my head in Trump voice with all the fucking political shit going on. And I'm just thinking,
just grab him by the pussy, Void.
In Suns history ever. I can't get it out of my head. I don't like the cunt, but I find he's polarizing. He's fucking polarizing.
Hello, you know me, your great friend, Donald Trump. Let me tell you about this week in Phoenix Suns basketball.
Make Arizona red again.
Since that video.
Hey,
It's Trump's lost a bit of weight since that video.
yeah, that was back when he was president the first time. So we're good.
2 shootings ago.
We shamed him into the gym, obviously.
All right, gents. Good chats. Like it.
Substat?
Nate, give us your substat.
Let's go back to Ryan Dunn. So when we a few weeks ago, when we saw him get his first start, watching his game, we're super happy with his progression, his development, his way out of a role into potential backup starter. But we were concerned about the fouls. He was fouling way too frequently, and he was racking up a couple of games of 5 fouls. Now, if you have a look from a couple of weeks ago when we spoke about it to now, he's played 8 games, and he's only had a total of 19 fouls all up now. So he's averaging 2.3 fouls a game, and in the last 3 games that he played, he only had one foul per game. So the only 2 games that were in question about his over-fouling were the 2 starts against Dallas and the Clippers, where he both had 5 fouls. So this is where I say, if you want to go back to my choice for Royce O'Neal over Dunn starting, I think Dunn's probably learning to manage his foul behavior on the court better from a backup position, rather than if he's starting and he gets a little wild and he ends up in foul trouble anyway, which doesn't help anyone. That's my substat.
So Dunn's fouling less.
Yes. And if you look at it, when he's not starting, he doesn't get the incredible in foul trouble. When he starts so far, the two windows of opportunity we can look at, yes, he's had 5 fouls both games.
He's playing more minutes when he starts, one would think.
Yeah, but with the way he's playing
But you think he's maturing. You think he's maturing. Like, well, I came out fucking...
I didn't use that word, but yeah, he's
well, that's what it is, right?
He's improving.
He's improving. Well, I think I said a week or 2 ago that he's had decent stretches where he's looked like a real pro. He looks like a fucking 6-7 year vet, not a guy playing his fucking 5th, 6th or 7th NBA game ever. So yeah, no, I don't think it's a far cry to say that he's already maturing as an NBA player and learning how to control his body when he's D'ing up these fucking superstars at all. Good one, Nate.
Good one, Nate.
For once.
Oh, come on.
Maybe Nate's maturing. Fuck. Hey,
that's not likely to happen. Fuck. This
Let's
shit's not changing anymore.
Let's not count that one too early.
Wait, who's that? Who just said fucking we are the champions? Boyd's about to start. Who's saying that? Suns Fever. Cool. All right. No, I can only see an S to start.
See you on Twitter next week.
I can't even sing the ABCs.
Just quietly, guys, our co-stream into the Instagram is going gangbusters. We currently have 0 people watching, but I will say that throughout the we've actually had some comments. We've had about 5 or 6 people swing through and say hello, and have been chatting and stuff in the background. So it's really cool. Which it's not surprising because we've only got about fucking 5 followers. So. Yeah.
Gav, I need you to explain to Voida that I am, what is it, completely normal height for an Asian woman.
He's Nate. For those viewers at home, Nate is the average height for an Asian woman.
Huge.
Leave him alone.
I'll
I
fucking
would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
Boyd, who do you want to have a beer with?
mate. It's definitely Nurk. It's big fucking Nurk, and it's and I want to have a beer with him. I just want to say, mate. The only reason Book and KD are fucking barking at you down the court. You know when Book had to go at him because he went for that back cut and then he gave it to him on the perimeter, and he wasn't there obviously because he's hightailing it to the rim, and then Book barked at him a bit and KD went off at him a little bit. They're only doing this shit because they haven't got a whipping boy like fucking DA there anymore, and And
I think they're
also
doing it because Stephen. I think they're doing it because Stephen A. Smith said they're
and
not
Stephen
leaders.
A. Smith, gave him a bit of fucking burn about the whole leadership thing. So it's not personal, Nurk. You just keep doing you and keep on winning us games down the stretch.
I don't think Nurk takes it personally, though. I mean, he's probably after KD gave him the spray the other day, he probably blocked him on Twitter. To be
blocked
honest.
him on Twitter. Yep. That's what happens to fuckwits. They get blocked on Twitter.
You'd know.
That's it.
Voider, you're in the chat. Are you blocked by both Nurk and KD?
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm getting at. Hey, I'm not blocked by fucking any of them. They don't even know I fucking exist.
So that's because you only say controversial shit to random people.
In the end of it, who the fuck is he having a beer with? I didn't even catch it.
It's Nurk. I'm having Nurk.
Oh,
And
it's
I'm just
Nurk.
going to say
Having a beer with Nurk. He's having a beer with Nurk.
I'm having a beer with Nurk.
Yes, like a fuckwit. Nate, who are you having a beer with?
Look, I'm going to be a little bit sentimental on this one. I'm not going to have a beer with, but I'm going to raise a beer too because he's got health issues, so he probably can't drink at the moment. Greg Popovich, with the news that he's been reported as having a serious health issue, and there is a level of concern among the team, and he's going to miss several games. No one likes to see, especially legends of the game like that, regardless of whether we love beating the team or whatever the animosity is. To see a legend like that unwell, in the league, I think just a little respect around that one and raise a beer.
Oh, mate, that's very well done there, Nate. You didn't go all fucking too hard into it like our friend Hemo would have done. He would have had a fucking violin out and fucking he would have been crying his eyes out. But
you just can't go an episode, can you?
Our old nemesis Pop. Hope he gets well soon.
Yeah, fuck the Spurs, but get well soon, Pop.
Yeah.
It's never good to see anyone really. So get well soon, Pop. I'm going to have a beer with Bronny James. I don't know whether Bronny's old enough
play
to
that
have a
cunt
beer.
this week, Gavin.
I don't know whether Bronny's old enough to have a beer yet, but I want to celebrate his 6-point game in the G League today. I'm sure that he's just ready to break out and show the G League exactly how good he is.
I don't want to jump the Gavin. I don't want to jump the gun, but I think he's taking a leap. I think that 6 points is a clear indicator that Bronny James is taking a leap. I don't think he scored 6 in the NBA. Did he? No, I don't think so.
Oh, no. I think his highest score was like 3 or something, but I don't know. But look, all respect to Bronny. So, like 6 points is huge return. He's basically ready. I'm pretty sure that the old man might be nudging JJ Redick today and going, "Hey, did you see Bronny in that G League game? You know how you started Dalton Connect the other day? Maybe it's time to just switch those two around, send Dalton back down to the G League, bring Bronny back up. I think Bronny's ready. JJ,
don't look at the fact that he played 48 minutes. Don't look at that, JJ. Don't fucking look at that shit, right? Bronny, look at his last name.
I don't want to advocate for the Lakers making a show, but does anyone else feel they really mismanaged the display of LeBron and Bronny on the court together? Like, I just got this build-up. Like, I feel like with all the effort they went to get him there, all the hoopla about it being the first time in ever that father and son have jumped on the same court together, the same team. But they didn't do anything. He just kind of lined up. All the family was on the sideline, and they walked on the court, and he basically dunked and made his son look like it. And then
we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there. I think
we already did with Beer of the Week.
No,
we're in Beer of the Week.
It was a stupid fucking Beer of the Week, and you're just making it fucking worse. You're making it worse, Nate.
Fuck you. What's wrong with my Beer of the Week?
No
what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't fucking talk to me like that.
Hey, against him this week.
That was a shout out to all of those people who were excited that we were going to draft Bronny James, pick fucking 47.
That was me.
Yeah.
I was just taking
You-
the nice little segue there, but
You
fine,
were fucking there.
shit all over
Oh,
the
we
pod.
should draft fucking Broddy because LeBron will come across and Sunrise dunks you too. Fucking, let's draft Broddy. He's fucking got talent. The
Hey,
dude is the biggest piece of nepotism ever seen in the fucking NBA.
Don't
Hey,
even
look,
say that,
Scottie
mate,
Pippen's
man.
Scottie Pippen's kid was rolling around. No one gave a fuck. He just rocked up with a triple-double in the NBA the other day.
Fuck, he's
Yeah,
looking
fuck,
so
fucking
good.
Nepotism.
Scottie Pippen
fucking
Jr.
Bronny
is
James.
looking
And
so
don't
good.
ever question my beer of the week again. It was magnificent.
I'm sorry,
I
Gavin.
got some. I got something for you.
Fuck that guy.
I love the Chevy Chase part.
What? What this week, Boyd, made you sit back in absolute, just bewilderment and just go, you know what? Fuck that guy.
It was fucking. It's Luca, and it was always gonna be Luca, even before he did the fucking whole fucking the Emmys fucking performance, the Golden Globe or whatever the fuck it is, when he took that dive, and it's not only fuck that guy Luca, it's the review fucking team that reviewed it and said, oh wow, and still let it stick. They didn't fucking overturn it. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it's fuck Luca, the whiny little bitch. Go and watch Darth Vader's fucking video when he gives him a good spray. It's a good watch. I've watched it about 10 times already. It's a good one. So, but yeah,
What were you
Luca,
doing while you watched it?
No, I was 3 fingers deep, mate, enjoying myself. Enjoying.
Nate, what made you sit back this week and go, fuck that guy?
Well, I want to be a little more passive about it because I feel like this is a hatred with Hamo session now. This is getting a little bit too aggressive. So I'm just going to go back to the Chevy Chase style.
It's supposed to be aggressive. It's fuck that
Look,
guy.
my fuck that guy is going to be Paul George. Just because it usually, every time he always gives us something to go, fuck that guy. And to come out on your team debut, completely fuck up the last play of the game that loses you the game, and then do a post-game interview in your locker room where you say, after watching it, that was a bonehead play. So fuck that guy.
I'm surprised Jimmy didn't follow him out and say the same thing because both of them were fucking bonehead plays.
Yeah, but Jimmy didn't do a post-game interview. Jimmy doesn't act like a dick all the time, and if he does, he backs it up.
So I'm sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place because mine leads into Boyd's fuck that guy, but mine's not a guy. So I'm gonna have to change mine to fuck that girl, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the flop when no contact was made and Luca hit the floor, and they're doing the review, and the ESPN broadcasters decided to make comments. And one of those ESPN broadcasters was the biggest fucking cheerleader for the popular vote that anyone's ever seen in your life. Doris Burke, you don't need to be a cheerleader for certain people in the NBA, but that's what you do. There is some fantastic female commentators in the NBA. Malik Andrews is fantastic. Doris, he didn't make contact, and your entire cheering was, can we still call it a flagrant and a hostile act even if he didn't make contact? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, let's face it.
He
Doris
turned and carried the ball. You were cheering for a flagrant foul because it was fucking Luka Doncic. You're an idiot. Pull your fucking head in. It is not the way to behave as a commentator. You are supposed to be impartial and providing information to the viewers out there. Your cohorts said, well, I don't think he made contact. You were cheering. Does contact need to occur for it to be a flagrant foul?
Was it said in
Yes,
that?
sorry.
Was it said in that tone, or was she being
Exactly that? The exact
being-
wording was: does contact need to be made for it to be a flagrant foul or to be considered a hostile act? Almost cheering. for the fact that the call should be upheld.
Well, what if Nurk was
No.
frowning? What if he frowned
No.
really hard at Luca? Luca has feelings, right? So, you know, maybe they should be looking at that. Maybe Doris could be onto something. Maybe he frowned at him.
She might. Doris, just pull it back a little bit, right? You don't need to cheer for Luca and LeBron every time they play. I don't need to watch a Phoenix Suns versus Cleveland Cavaliers game on ESPN where half of the commentary is about what the Lakers did the night before. Pull it back.
Okay.
Calm down. Maybe, just maybe, as a national commentator, be a little impartial. That's all I'm saying. Just some advice, friendly advice from somebody who's clearly a great commentator.
It's not too different from your little fucking cheerleader in the chat there, fucking Johnny V.
You're just upset because somebody's come in to our chat. Someone's come into our chat and done what you do to every other fucking person's chat, and now you're upset because you've got a handlebar mustache and you look like Freddie Mercury.
And you're still getting fucked by KD.
Great singer. Great singer.
He is a great singer. Gents, as always, this was a heap of fun. Thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat. Thank you for engaging with us. Again, we're just some Aussies who like to hang shit on people and talk about the Phoenix Suns because we love them. And then we especially love them when they're 8-1. And we've really enjoyed this part. Nate, last comments. Where do we find you?
At Nicky's Falcon for reasons that you'll never figure out. And I will say hi eventually. I check my chats once a week.
Do you, though?
Yeah, and then I do a nice little political drop to upset someone and then check back out.
Boyd. Last comments. Where do we find you?
You find me at Buds83 on the Twitter. You can find me at Fucko on a mystery platform, at Aussie Suns Fans on the Instagrams. And it's going wild right now. We've got one guy in there now. Christian Air 122 says, "Go Suns." Thank you, sir. Well, you can find me in my garage where I am right now doing a podcast.
On your fucking phone.
On my phone.
Follow us at Aussie Suns Fans. Hit like, hit subscribe. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky now too. Make sure you follow us on Blue Sky. Twitter, Instagram, all that sort of rubbish.
Okay, just before you check out, I'd like just to thank all the Americans for making Arizona red again.
You're
a fuckwit, mate.
Thank you to everybody who follows us, comments, and enjoys our show. I'm already back, but it's not there. Enjoys our show. We love it. We'll be back again next Sunday. No games on. Actually, we probably may not be back next Sunday, but we'll see how we go. A whole week of basketball, a whole 2 weeks of basketball without KD. It ain't the end of the world, folks, because the rest of the Phoenix Suns squad and our man, Coach Budenholzer, will show you clearly this week and next week that the Phoenix Suns are not here to fuck spiders.
Nope.
Pierre Cardin. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.